Okay.
All right, so thank you, Nancy, for joining us. Nancy Murray is an Epicure leader from Thunder Bay, Ontario, and she woo woo, yeah, Thunder Bay. And we're going to have a chance to talk to Nancy today about her experience with Good Food, Real Results. And we're going to pick her brain a little bit and hear all the wonderful things that she has to say. So if anyone has questions as we go along, you can just jump right in. And if not, I'll just wait. We can do questions again at the end. So let me see. Nancy, what's our first question? It is, who first introduced you to Epicure?
So the first person who introduced me to Epicure was one of my mom friends in my play group. I was talking about, how I needed to lose the excess baby weight, and because I wasn't happy with how I looked. So there I was. And I just, how I felt, like tired, achy, all that stuff. And I was telling her about clean eating and how I was like really researching it. And I said, half the spices in my cupboard has stuff that I can't even pronounce, so that's not clean. And I'm not even kidding you. She pulled out an Epicure catalog from her diaper bag and she's like, hey, why don't you try this? And I'm like, what's that? So that's how I got started. I like took a catalog home and I ordered a bunch of stuff from her. And she was a consultant for 12 years and I had no clue. So pretty much she's the one who got me started. And I started on the product, like some products and stuff, and I fell in love with how it tasted, how fast it was. And then I was literally like scared to ask her about the opportunity because she didn't offer it, right? Because like we're trained now to offer it to everybody because it's an opportunity. You don't know who needs extra money, who needs social life like me, you know what I mean? You don't know who you can help. And so I was so scared, and she was a friend, and I picked up the phone and I was like, Erin, I'm like, would you be okay if I like signed up just to get the discount because I love the product? She's like, oh my God. She's like, for sure. So, and then at that time there was the pilot came out where Good Food Real Results wasn't it wasn't in the catalog, it wasn't open to everybody, but she was able to get, I think it was four collections that she can give to her friends, and not but not like, yeah, it wasn't in the catalog. So that's where I first signed up with it. So yeah, that's how I first got started.
Awesome. So we already kind of touched on this, but were there any other reasons? Because there's lots of programs, we all know there are lots of weight loss opportunities on the market, like Weight Watchers and 21 Day Fix and all these things. So what were your initial reasons for trying out the Good Food Real Results? What was drawn to you, like, because you can use our products and just be healthy, even following on your own schedule. So what were your real, what were the things that really drew you to our program?
Well, the biggest thing probably was like, I didn't want to live off of shakes because I'm a registered massage therapist. So I know about the body and I know about things that aren't consistent. If you can't do something and maintain it for the rest of your life, like that's why I don't like calling things diet. When I show people the Good Food Real Results book, I call it a clean eating beginner's guide. I never say it's a diet program because that's horrible, because it has to be a lifelong thing. And this teaches you how to eat healthy. It teaches you the right portions, because so many people I know in my cooking classes, they're like, oh, I eat super healthy. I don't know why I can't lose weight or whatever. And I'm like, well, it depends too. Like this has the protein, so you're not going to be hungry in between meals. And some people, it takes them a while to be on this program to get into that where your body is used to how eating, because some people's diets are horrible, or they're not eating enough food. So then their body turns into starvation mode. So whatever they eat, they're going to pack on because their body thinks like, well, I'm not going to get a meal for 12 hours. I better store it. You know what I mean? So this is like, it's just amazing with the portions, and it's something that you can do for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. So that was my drawing card. It's not living off of shakes.
So I love that you've mentioned a few times the rest of your life, this is obviously something you plan to stick with. So the next important question I really want to know from you is, how have you maintained your success long-term? Because I will tell you, like, I've been having babies for the last few years. Like, I've just been up and down myself, and I love the program, but I don't always stick with it, consistently. So what are your best tips? Like have you maintained such success long-term? And also, what has your success been? I don't think everyone knows.
So yeah, so since the program and clean eating and stuff, so this was me before. So that was April 2015, and then this is me now. And that picture was taken February 2017. So in total, I've lost 120 pounds in the total time, and the energy is amazing. Like, people are seeing like my definition. My husband, I'm skinnier now or smaller now than before he even met me. He's just like, wow, like it's just amazing, right? But sometimes we get off track, right? We just had Easter. Yeah, I had wine, I had chocolates. I'm not going to deprive myself when it comes to certain holidays. But number one, never be down on yourself. Never beat yourself up. You just pick yourself back up. So, come Monday, I just went back at the gym, just started fresh. Like, I take certain days where I'm going to indulge. And what I like about this plan too is that they do have cheat days, like, but you don't go like an abundance, right? Like, I'm not going to binge for a week and eat like McDonald's. But if I do ever cheat, I can't even speak, cheat, and I take the kids like to the McDonald's play group and they want French fries, and I'll eat some of their French fries. They don't finish their nuggets. I'm a cheap Slovak, so I don't like waste. So I'll pick at their meal. Oh my God, your stomach will tell you that's why I tell people, you are what you eat. If you eat crap, you're going to feel like crap. You know what I mean? So this teaches you how your body feels when you eat good whole foods. So that's key too.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely, I was saying I'm on again, off again. Like, I'm like good with meals. It's the in between, handful of chocolate chips. That's my stress because I don't drink coffee, right? So, but you're right. Like, I think that's something that's really, we can talk to our customers about, because everyone can relate to that. So everyone knows, if you go have a certain meal at a certain restaurant, how your body can react. So I think that that's something that when you're speaking at a cooking class or something, everyone can kind of start nodding their heads like, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So why did you, when you first fell in love with the program, you've had so much success, I'd really like to take this on to the business side. So why did you decide to be a consultant and not just follow the program?
Well, one, I wanted that discount. And
of course, I think so many of us sign up for that, of course.
That's it. And like, I wanted the discount. I got my kit and I was super excited about all the extra stuff that I got. And my sister came over and she's like, oh, Epicure. She's like, I haven't like heard of Epicure for a while. And she's like, oh, like, so you're starting to sell this? She's like, you should have a party for me. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And she's like, well, no, I want free stuff. So yeah, just have a party for me. And I'm like, I really don't want to do this. So my friend Erin that I signed up under, she's no longer does this, but she's like, oh, Nance, it's so easy. She's like, I don't really do them either, but I could help you. And I was like, okay, well, I researched it. And I said, Erin, I don't need you to do now we call them our launches, right? I'm like, I don't need you to do it. I'll just do it on my own and I'll just wing it. I'm like, just be there in case anybody has any questions. She's like, okay, I'm not even kidding you. That was my first class and I fell in love with it. Like, I was like, this is so much fun. I'm socializing. I'm getting paid for this. Like, I'm having fun with other chicks. This is awesome. Because I'm a massage therapist, right? So nobody wants to talk to me when I'm massaging them. So it was my social outing that I fell in love with. And then people booked from that cooking class. And then now it's like I double my income doing something that I love, and that's joy. And it's brought in so much to my life. I've doubled my income versus massaging. That's crazy. And I'm not using my hands, right? Because at cooking classes, they cook. I don't cook. So that's awesome too.
Wow. Congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment to be able to say you doubled your income.
And I love how there's some months that I'm like, oh, Brian, I've doubled your paycheck.
Girl power.
Like, that's crazy. He calls me a sugar mama.
So how do you think your dedication to the Good Food Real results and your dedication to clean eating, how do you think that's impacted your success with the cooking classes compared to the most amazing Epicure consultant in the world who maybe doesn't follow the program? What would be the difference, would you say, in being able to really talk about it like that?
I think one, you're being the product of the product, right? That's huge. And people can see, and they like, somebody even told me that once. They're like, you're not selling anything, Nance. She's like he watches me on social media. He's like, you are the product. Like, people see you and they like want to be that, and they want to feel that, and they see it and hear it in your voice, and it's a sincerity, right? Like, I'm not just like, yeah, it's a great program, here, try this. It's like, I truly live it and believe it. And it's like, this is my epic life, you know, and I want to be the best me I can be to be the best mom I can be and the best wife I can be. So you just got to fuel yourself. And yeah, it kind of just happened, the business. It's crazy.
That's awesome. Well, you have that energy that can fuel certain other people's, motivation. So I can't really imagine you with low energy before a good food result. So if we're all going to have the Nancy Murray energy, we all have to get right on our program.
But in two, like, I was not a good public speaker. I wasn't good at being in front of crowds and stuff. Like, this business has brought me so much more confidence and speaking. Like, I love speaking. Like, whenever at conference they asked me to speak, I was like, yeah, I would love to do that. Before, I'd be the person like, no, don't pick me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like this business has helped me shine. It's crazy. Yeah. I'm a totally different person than before I ever knew about Epicure.
I've certainly heard that from other people that, even just being able to speak into a group of, 6, 7, 8 people in their own kitchen, right? Like, that's a huge deal, right? Because we find something we love and it's enough to bring us out of our shell. So
yeah, for sure. And like, people that are new, they're always going to be nervous their first so many parties. I'm still nervous when I go to cooking classes because you don't know what you're walking into. But then, like, 5 minutes later, you just kind of like, you get into your zone and you just do your thing and you just go from there. And I tell all my new consultants, I'm like, write it down. Like, this is my binder that I take to all my cooking classes that I have everything in. And I said, I would open it up and I would read from it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm reading from this. So, and you can do this too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't memorize everything. I read it. And they're like, oh, and people that see somebody doing that, they actually, I don't know, they're okay with that. They're like, okay, she doesn't know her stuff. Then people are thinking like, I can do that then. So it's a good key to like sponsoring at a cooking class if you're reading.
Oh man, I gotta get a binder.
So funny.
Okay, so since we're talking about cooking classes, and clearly we can tell that that's something you love to do, why do you think that using cooking classes, that format that we do, why do you think that's the best way to truly help people learn about good food results and Epicure, or just the benefits of clean eating? Why do you think the cooking class is the best format to do that?
Because there's so many people that have different learning styles, but the number one learning style there is hands-on. So hands-on, not by watching a video, but people actually coming up and using stuff. Like, there's people, like, I'm not even kidding you. I did a cooking class last week and a girl bought the 2-in-1 citrus press. So she was like, she's sitting there and she's like, oh, I have that at home. And I'm like, awesome. I'm like, why don't you come up and show people how to use it? And I looked at her, I'm like, wow, how many times have you squirted yourself in the face? That's the wrong way. She's like, really? I've been doing it the wrong way. She flipped the what was it, a lime upside down. She's like, oh my God, this is way easier. I'm like, you were doing it the wrong way. I'm like, that's why we do cooking classes, to show people how to do things the right way and the easy way.
Yeah, awesome.
So that was super funny.
And I think a lot of people get scared off of the term cooking classes, or, when you're just starting. Like, I'm really glad you said that actually at the beginning. Like, your sister, was it, like, asked you to do a class basically, and you're like, nope, not doing it. Because once you do it, it's so, in my opinion, it's so fun and it's so engaging that it's pretty hard not to fall in love with that. It puts that fear away, and then you can really, like, you can show somebody something at a cooking class that they might never notice from your Facebook posts or your talking to them even, right? So,
and just sharing, like, I know there's been a few classes that I've done where there's been older ladies there and that are widows and living by themselves, and they're like, oh, I don't cook anymore. You know, my husband died like, 5 years ago or whatever. I'm like, you know what? You need this rectangular steamer. It's enough for one person. You put your vegetables, like a little bit of potatoes, cut them up, put some chicken. I said, you cook it all in one. And I had one lady, I actually like called her and I talked her through it. She called me. She's like, oh my God, I'm finally having homemade meals. And those silicone steamers are great for seniors because they're not heavy. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, I could take this out of my microwave, one meal. She's like, I've changed her life. Like, she was eating like garbage, like essentially, right? Processed, like, those packs that you put in, those, I can't even remember what those are called, those dinner trays, those like.
Oh, like a microwave, yeah.
Microwave meal things. And I'm like, no, you could eat like whatever. And she was like, oh my God. So I love showing seniors or people that live on their own how easy it is.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Well, Nancy, we love chatting with you. So we're going to just hold on to you as long as we can and ask one last question.
Sure.
So just for fun, tell us the best thing about your epic life that you've built for yourself since you've put Epicure into your life. Like, just what is that one thing? Like, what's that best part that's really made this all so wonderful for you?
The best part of Epicure? Sorry, because you cut out a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the best thing about your epic life now that you've become, this Epicure infused life.
That's so hard. Okay,
yeah.
Just one.
Or like your top 99 things. Yeah.
I would probably say the social aspect. I think that would be my number one. Like how much social I am, whether it's like, you as one of my peeps that I talk to daily, like the Epicure community people that I keep in contact with, and just like even the social people outside, like people know me as Spicy Mom, like that's pretty funny. So they're like, oh, Spicy Mom, how are you? Because like on Instagram, I'm Spicy Mom. I've changed my website to Spicy Mom. So I've kind of like branded that. So that's pretty cool.
That's fun.
So I think and just the confidence it's given me. Huge.
Yeah. Well, I think that is awesome. And I think if you're ever in the Halifax area, like let me know and I'm going to book up as many cooking classes as I can and just put you in my pocket and bring you with me because it's certainly easy to tell how your confidence and your kitchen confidence would just be radiating to the people that you meet when you're following the program like Good Food Real Results. And what I love, and probably the people on your team must love, is that it's easy to just see how much you really believe in the product, and it's easy to talk about it. And show other people how anyone can do it. So.
Oh, anybody.
Yeah. So actually I brought these over and I forgot to introduce you with them, but if anybody didn't see, Nancy's got this full 2-page spread in our current catalog.
Yeah.
And she's one of the success stories here in the career launch. Look, see, we're besties.
I know. Look at right side by side.
So she's one of the, where are you right at the beginning?
Oh, right. Second page. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty awesome, to see such a successful person and be so down to earth and just an everyday person. Right. So
2 years with the company.
Oh, and only 2 years with the company. That's wild, eh?
2 years. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And I told my husband I have a 5-year plan when I first started doing the cooking class. I'm like 5 years. I'm going to dedicate 5 years. And I can't believe how 2 years has changed me. It's crazy.
What's going to happen after 5 years?
I don't know.
You'll be a national treasure.
I'll just keep on going, Yeah.
So thank you to Nancy. I'm going to stop recording now. Thank you to everyone who's watching this after the fact. Bye.